Okay, so it's pretty much just discussion for this one. So discuss the following questions and support your statements by citing sources from the lessons readings. So the first question is, what is health literacy and why is it important?
So it's how well people understand like health material.
Mm-hmm. And I
Um,
think um, one part that I didn't really realize before reading was that, like, how it affects how they use, like, health services around them and make appropriate
Yeah.
health decisions.
Another thing that stood out to me was the idea of misinformation. When you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the right information, then your actions could actually be detrimental to your health rather than have a positive impact. So
Yeah.
it really is very important.
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked at, like, how many people, like, are considered proficient health literacy, like, in health literacy. And it's like basically 90% of adults lack the skills that are needed to be able to manage their own health.
Right.
It's kind of scary.
yeah, there's lots of like information shared around, but a lot of people don't know how to like decipher that information.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then the second question is, review the Shannon-Weaver model's 7 key components. So, the first, I guess, the first one is send. So that's where the source of the information is originated and could be from, like, an individual, like a health educator, an organization, or an agency.
Mm.
Can you hear us now, Mackenzie?
Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. My internet's being so weird.
I'm sorry.
And Stephanie wanted me to let you guys know that our internet isn't working. So she can't get on.
Oh, okay. All right. And then the second one is encoding, so just the way that the information is packaged for transmission. And I liked the analogy that they use to describe this model as like receiving a Morse code message. So they basically encode the message to send it.
Mhm.
So um, it puts it into a particular language or symbol that the recipient can decode.
Yeah.
Does someone want to do the third one?
Yeah. So the third one is message. Um, so it's the information that's going to be communicated
Mm-hmm.
by the sender. Uh, yeah. I hadn't read
It's
this
pretty
beforehand.
straightforward. Um, okay, the fourth one is the channel, which is the medium used to transmit the message. Usually, like, it can be a lot of different things, but like face to face, being on the phone, email, newspaper, radio, television.
Yeah.
And then decoding is the opposite of encoding, as I understood it. It's the other end where the people are receiving the message and understanding it.
Okay.
Then we got the receiver, the target audience, obviously who the sender is sending the message to, and they have to like be able to decode the message. Then, right? Like,
Yeah. And then the last one is noise. Just a variety of types of interference that can happen at any point in this process or model. And it's just anything that interrupts the sender or things that distract the receiver. Okay. And then,
We're supposed to watch something.
what's that?
We're supposed to watch a public service announcement. Were we supposed to do that before?
I didn't watch it before, but
It says to do it as a group, I guess.
okay. Yeah.
If someone brings it up, then they can share the
There's.
share screen.
I will try to do that. How do you do screen share? Can't remember.
It's up in the top left.
Yeah, up at the top.
Screen share.
The little green, yeah.
Okay. You guys see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All right. Go ahead and play it.
That was short.
You know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Oh. That was scary.
Okay. So it says to evaluate the public service announcement and discuss the components as well as the message to you.
So, yeah, so like who's the sender?
Yeah, so the sender would be, well, let's see, who did it say? WJBF.
What does that stand for?
I guess it's like a news station.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So
ABC News.
Target audience was, obviously it was teens, but anyone who's texting while driving.
yeah.
The channel would be like a video.
All right. So the message is don't text and drive. Like it can always wait.
Right. No matter how important it might seem, just that split second of not paying attention can cost you your life and other people their lives.
So the encoding and decoding, like, where does that come in?
So I guess it would just be like the way that it's packaged for transmission. So maybe like it was packaged to go towards like teenagers. I don't know if that makes sense. In a video, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like a short something that won't distract them, you know, it's not something long that they won't want to finish it.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
I
Like,
think the language they used as well. Like, the mom was like, my babies are in the car, and the girl was like, I'm just checking in with my mom. Those are both like colloquial languages
Mhm.
and not like formal, but that somebody with that specific role would typically use.
Yeah. And then decoding would just be like visualizing that car accident and like I guess the feelings that come from that and knowing that there's like children and other people involved.
Yeah. Sorry, I was
And
watching it
then
one more time. It's like,
you're okay. Then what components are strong and what could they have done differently? I definitely think the message is really strong.
Oh yeah.
It's like all of our reaction when we saw it was like, oh, wow, you know.
yeah. And like, because like, yeah, they don't like just end it. It's like, yeah, you're not gonna survive. We're not gonna make it or whatever. It then
Mhm.
shows like, them they crash into the other car.
I like that the message is implied by the story rather than them just kind of lecturing the audience, like saying,
Right.
don't do this. It's like they just show it, and it's something that is so possible for every person.
Mhm.
And I think that gets the message across a lot better.
Yeah.
I think the channel was pretty appropriate too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's like something that people use a lot.
Yeah, and like just that it's so easy to share it on social media, you know. And now like with phones, like you scroll through Facebook and your videos automatically start playing as you're like scrolling, you know. So you're kind of like, oh, you know, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What could they have done differently?
So,
Not sure.
Maybe like add statistics, like maybe towards the end of the video
Yeah.
that like show like how common it is that people get in accidents or are killed because of someone who's texting and driving.
yeah, they could do that.
I think also if you want to have an even greater emotional impact, you could use an actual story of something that did happen
Mhm.
and briefly talk about, like, oh, these people died or something.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. And then how did the message change behavior?
I think it definitely increased, like, perceived susceptibility because it's such a common situation, especially increasing it in teenagers because I think teenagers get on a lot more than most people,
Mhm.
teenagers and young adults. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Okay. And then the last thing is just to review the application assignment for this week and brainstorm any ideas or answer questions as a group on how to evaluate communication interventions. And it's like, note, you will be doing the application assignment as individuals, not as a group. So I wonder if he watched like our previous videos and that was a problem. Not that I mean, I don't think that like the previous weeks it didn't have any indication that it would be a problem if we completed part of it as a group, but I guess we're not supposed to.
Just this one, I think, because
Just this one.
yeah, we're not. Yeah.
I
Okay.
think it's also hard, like, if he doesn't mention it, if we talk about the assignment as a group, you kind of just think about those ideas first when you're doing the assignment. So it's not like you're purposefully
Yeah.
copying it. It's just,
Right.
but since he made that distinction, then now I guess we'll pay attention. But
So, have you guys looked over the application assignment?
I have it open right now.
yeah,
Yeah, me too. So,
you want me to read the first step?
yeah, sorry, I was gonna sneeze. I kind of
No,
got
no.
caught mid-sentence. Go
So,
ahead.
Step 1. Refer back to Chapter 11, Health Communication and Social Marketing. Review the action model of communication, or Shannon-Weaver model of communication. Review the 7 key components. For the purpose of this application, you want to identify the 7 key components in different communication interventions and evaluate it to see if and how it changes behavior. And then we have the second step, research on the internet or in your community 3 different communication intervention strategies to evaluate. So it says like PSA television, radio, static, including web banner, billboard, or print. And then the ad council is a good place to look. Step 3, for each of the 3 examples chosen, identify the 7 key components from the Shannon-Weaver model of communication. List the component and then describe in detail the example for each. And then step 4, evaluate each example by answering the following. What did the message have, what impact did the message have on you as the receiver? What noise do you think affects the message on you? How? Do you think the message is decoded the same as it was encoded? Why? And step 5, type them up and submit them.
Okay. So we're supposed to brainstorm.
So we have to like find 3 different ads basically to submit.
Communication interventions. I don't think that's hard to find, like,
No.
a lot.
And then brainstorm any ideas or answer questions as a group on how to evaluate communication interventions. I think kind of just like what we did with the previous one, you know,
Yeah.
just look at the different components and identify, you know, how the strategy used those components and maybe where that they could have done something a little bit different. Do you guys have any other ideas?
I think those questions are really good for gauging how efficient the communication strategy was.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically saying, like, okay, when you saw the ad, did it have an impact on you? If it did, then that probably means it was effective.
Yeah.
And then again, like what you said, asking yourself, okay, what are the strengths of this and what are the weaknesses? What did they do right? What could they have changed?
Okay. All right. Well, that was a short meeting today.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know who's